Or they try to.
All right, we're back with Denise DeSimone of Sea Level. I knew I could get her right. Of Sea Level. Let's talk about Sea Level. So, one of the things I said when I first met you is I just got a sense, because just being around you for even a few moments, you're a very confident person. You can tell you've been very successful. And I risked this question because I could have easily offended you. I said, I get a sense that Sea Level is almost like a legacy business for you. And you looked at me and go, exactly.
It
And
is.
I got to be honest with you, I was like, because and I encourage anybody listening to this, the Pittsburgh Technology Council, and how I sort of learned about Denise. I read an unbelievable article about her in the November 2011 about Sea Level and what you guys do, and I was so impressed that I wrote you a card that never got to you. Inside joke. And was lucky for you to take my phone call and agree to meet with me. So, talk about Sea Level.
So Sea Level is something very important to me. And it, when you asked me that question, I actually never had anybody ask me that. So,
You see that? My wife's shaking her head off camera.
So, it is a legacy because I want it. It means something to me, and I want it to mean something to everybody and every business that we're able to help and touch. And so Sea Level, at the core of what we do, it's help startups and small business.
Mm-hmm. And that's not to say that you don't have big companies that you do work for either.
So we appreciate all customers. We try to do a great job for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but our core and our focus is really to help the startups and small business community. And, I think all of us at Sea Level, we want to do this and we want to be proud of what we've accomplished, because I think there's a real void and a gap in where there is help for startups and people under the sub-million.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to make money when you have money. And what's really tough is that first dollar and that first customer. So, we have focused our efforts on startups, small businesses, and what we're able to do is help them get to the levels that they need to get. So if they need to launch a product, we're there to help them. If they want to grow the business, we're there to help them. If they're not profitable and they need to get profitable, we're there to help them. And so we have a team of people that are experts in their particular fields, and we are able to provide small businesses a lot cheaper than they can buy an admin, a group of people that will come in and help them achieve their goals.
And or make the deal with the devil, because one of the things that we were talking about is a lot of times if they have a promising company and someone recognizes that and they need money to get it to where it needs to be, that's where they make the deal with the devil as far as taking money from capital firms, and they're going to take a pretty big stake in the business and want to have say and et cetera, et cetera.
So that's
what's
where our
that process
portal
look like? Yeah, so
that's
go
where
into
our
the
portal comes
because
in.
I think that's important for people to understand.
Part of what Sea Level has engaged to do is to give startups and small businesses grant money, and that grant money is funded by the portal. And so what our portal is designed to do is to really help a business from startup through exit. So if you're a small business and you want to know how you are able to, pull the metrics, how am I doing against businesses in Pittsburgh? Typically, if you were going to go on the web and pull metrics and say, I'm a technology business, how am I doing?
And it actually ranks you versus your competitors within your
metropolitan region.
Area.
So instead of having to pull your business and look at the metrics versus DC, you're able to pull in Pittsburgh. You're able to pull what the size of your business is and how long you've been in business. So if you're a startup, it can rank you with other startups. And so that's important to us. We wanted to make sure that we gave startups education, documents, training, and a collaborative portal to where they can ask questions.
So after you, and what I love about the portal is it has very much the same type of process as doing financial planning and me being a financial planner. So the first thing is, where do you stand in relation to the goals that you want to accomplish? And then my guess is the next step is, all right, if you're serious about getting to where you want to be, let's get you a CXO that has expertise in your particular area. And what do we need to start doing monthly to make those goals become a reality? And
so what we've launched too is virtual coaching. So people that, small businesses wear multiple hats. And sometimes what they need is just somebody to help them once a week on a phone call, help guide them, answer questions. So we've got a virtual coaching model that, you don't have to see anybody if you don't want to, but you have that person to reach out to help you with strategy and, reports.
Sounding board.
Yeah, direction, because, it's too difficult to make. If you make mistakes as a startup, they could be financially very detrimental.
Or be career ending or company ending if you make enough of them.
So we help navigate the landmines.
Best place to get you is clevel.com as far as
C-level.com.
C-level.com. And when they initially contact you, what's that look like?
So initially we'll take an over the phone kind of evaluation to find out what you need.
Okay.
And then we'll direct you to the right person. So we get back with everybody within 24 hours. And
you work with people.
We work with people.
Because there's two things I think stop people from pulling the trigger. And tell me if I'm wrong on this. Number one, how much is it going to cost? Which is the easy one to make the argument of why I shouldn't do this now. Right? And my understanding is you'll work with them.
Yep.
Okay. The second thing is, and this is after you got past the money issue, is having someone moseying around in your business. That's like asking someone to strip, right? To a certain extent,
right?
I mean, it's very personal,
right?
And sometimes people have a little bit of an ego and they don't want to sort of open it up,
right? And you get that, but all of our clients, they are bright enough to know that they don't know everything about everything. I mean, none of us can know everything. And, if I would have had C-level when I started my first business or second or third, I would have had a much easier...
It was old hat by 4, 5, and 6. So.
I didn't get good till 5.
Her name is Denise DeSimone. C-Level is the company. Check them out, c-level.com. Pittsburgh company, great people. They do wonderful work. And if you're listening to this on iTunes or watching it on the Pittsburgh Business Virgin, reach out to them, figure out what you need to do. Everybody listening and watching this who's running a business wants it to get to the next level, and these are the folks that will help you do it. And you've got someone at the helm that has done it 6, 7 times. This is number 8, very successfully, and she's got a great staff. I can account to that. So thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for the time.
Thanks for having us.
And check out the rest of the segments. Thanks for listening to Pittsburgh Business Virgin, and we'll catch up to you next time.